So if you want to learn how to install Bully and play it on Linux, here's how to do it. So you would open up Proton Tricks right there. We're gonna hit enter, and then you're gonna find the game that you want to modify. So here's Bully Scholarship Edition. You click that, and then it's gonna take a little while, and then it's going to pop up, and it's gonna say, what do you want to do? We're going to say select the default wine prefix and hit OK. And then what would you like to do with this wine prefix? And then what we're going to say is we want to install a Windows DLL or component. And we'll click OK. And then now what we're going to do, I have it split screen so it's not as big. Basically what we're going to do, so we have D3DX9. That's what you want to check. And then scroll all the way down, and then press Exact, and then click OK. Now, because I already did this, I'm just gonna hit the X, and I'm gonna get out of here, because I already did it, but it's basically gonna install it, and then, yeah. And then, once that's done, then you go into Properties, Installed Files, Browse, and then you're gonna download the Silentpatch Bully and Bully widescreen fix, and then you're going to drag these and then inside a Bully, and then you're gonna hit extract here, and you're gonna take those folders and extract the content of those folders inside of this Bully folder. And then once that's done, then you're gonna go inside of Steam, and you're going to click Properties, and you're going to go to where it says DXVK equals 1 Proton. You're going to basically put all these launch options here. So, and basically if you don't know how to do that, there's these, if you go to the ProtonDB website, it's going to show you, you can basically look up the game Bully, and you look the game up, and then you click on it, and then it's going to tell you different guides of what you can do. There's this launch option, Proton use wine D3D equals 1. This one's a safe launch option. Basically the D input 8.dll NB. Basically all that means is that it's going to allow you to use the DLLs inside of the game. So it'll allow this D input 8 one. It allows that DLL to work. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to use mods or anything like that. So that launch option, the WINEDLL overrides equals D input 8.dll NB. That allows you to use this DLL inside of Linux for it to work. And then yeah, you basically see which one works. You want to start with this Proton use wine D3D equals 1 when you first launch the game, so you can get to the menus. Because if you use the DXVK or the Proton use D9VK equals true, you might not be able to launch the game the first time. But once you launch the game once, instead of using the wine D3D equals 1, you should use the D9VK equals true one. Use this one after you launch it once. So you can use this one, this launch option here, or the one that I have under Steam, which I will copy it for you. And I might make this a YouTube video and put it in the description if anybody wants to see how to do it. They can copy and paste it for themselves. So, and then of course this guy knows what's up. Install Silentpatch and widescreen fix. You absolutely need to do that, because that's the most important. You need those mods for Bully to work. Of course you can use the Anniversary Edition as well, but these are the two you absolutely need to have a good experience on Bully. Now once you have all that stuff installed, you can do the widescreen fix. You can open it up and tweak it however you want. FOV factor, you can change that to anything you want. I just have it set to 1. just because I find, you know, if you go too high, it looks kind of weird, so I just keep it at 1. Of course, for the Silentpatch bully.ini, you can tweak that to whatever you want. I have it set to 60, but it might break the game on certain missions, like the Santa one where you throw the snowballs. That 60 FPS, anything above 30 breaks the game. So for that scene, you're gonna want to go and set it back to 30 FPS. Then once that scene's over, then you switch it back to 60. And you don't want to have your FPS limit at above 60, or else it's going to make the game faster. So 60 is the highest you'd want to set it. But yeah, 60 for 99% of the missions is fine. It's just that one mission that I had an issue with that would break the game. So when that happens, you set it back down to 30. But otherwise, yeah, 60 FPS is fine. And it runs well, at least on my system. So yeah, that's basically a guide to how to get Bully Scholarship Edition working under Linux and running well. And most of this stuff, a lot of this stuff will apply to Windows as well, except for the Proton tricks. You don't need that for Windows, or the launch options or anything like that. But the Silentpatch and the so it's the Silentpatch and the widescreen fix, absolutely that will work for Windows as well. You definitely need that. So yeah, another thing I would recommend is the Steam Tinker launch. Now the reason I recommend that is because that allows you to add different Proton versions in there. So yeah, that's Steam Tinker. It's called, what's it called again? Steam Tinker Launch. Yeah. So that allows you to add different launch options, or add different Proton GL, or add different Proton GE versions. So if we go to Steam, if we right click Bully Scholarship Edition and hit compatibility, we have GE Proton 925 Flatpak. So that we have this set as a Flatpak. We have it on Proton 925. So I tried playing Bully with these other Proton versions, experimental, Proton 9. None of that would work. The game would just crash. So I would recommend setting it to GE Proton 925 Flatpak. And if you're gonna play Steam, use Steam on Linux, I recommend the Flatpak version. You could use the runtime version, but I've had some issues with the runtime version, so I would just recommend using the Flatpak version of Steam, since it has everything bundled in, all the libraries you need to run the games. You don't have to install any of them as dependencies on your system, so they're just bundled in with the Flatpak version. So yeah, if you're gonna run Steam, I would recommend the Flatpak version. I haven't had any issues with it. So the only issue with the Flatpak version of Steam is that if you have multiple drives like I do, you'll have to manually add your drives. So if I try to move something to another drive, it doesn't, it won't let me. I have to like if I open up my Discover or my Software Center here, what you're gonna see is that it'll tell you exactly how to add different drives to your games. So basically, the command you'd want to do is Flatpak override -- user -- file system equals path to your Steam library com.valve software.steam. That's if you want to add another drive to your Steam library. So if you want to move games onto another drive. But if you only have one drive on your system, it's not a problem. But yeah, I'd still recommend the Flatpak version of Steam on Linux. And then you can also add other add-ons as well, like Proton GE Community Build. That's what I'm using to get those newer Proton GE versions, which will fix some issues with games, like cutscenes not working or games just not launching, like Bully, you know. And then there's Boxtrons to run DOS games, inhibit screensaver. I've never used that before. Steam Proton Wrapper, haven't used that either. But yeah, there are these ones too if you want to download those. But I would definitely recommend downloading the Proton GE community build for the Flatpak version and Steam Tinker Launch. I haven't used this one either though. But yeah, Proton GE, definitely use that one. But yeah, I hope that tutorial helped, and I've managed to get all these games I have on here running really well on Linux, and I've had a good experience so far. So I hope this guide with Bully helps and you're able to run the game well. See ya.